Hi guys, Blake and Derek here today with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on beautiful Lake Taneycomo, Branson, Missouri. It is the 5th, I think?
Yes.
Labor Day, the 5th of September. And we are going to do the one cast for you today. So Derek has been telling me this summer that he wanted to learn how to fly fish. And so he's going to attempt to learn for his first time ever on the one cast today. So I'm going to give some quick instruction here, and we might set this just a touch deeper. Today we'll both be using our new Lilleys micro jigs. We're starting to get those in production and get some back that are tied up in the different colors that we've picked out. And we are setting 70 yards above the narrows right now. We're fishing about 5 or 6 foot of water here, so I'm going to set that micro jig at about 5 foot. And this micro jig is a copperhead with a barred tan marabou. So whenever I get it ready, we're going to get a little extra line pulled out and get that fly line out of the end of the rod tip there. Okay, and we're going to pull out some line to work with. You can sit right there for a second and I'll show you this. So whenever I bring a cast up, I bring it up to about where the indicator is, about that 10 o'clock position. Then you come back and let the line come back and then forward. Okay, 10, 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock, flat. All right. And as your casts get longer, you have to wait a little bit longer behind you. You're holding the excess line with this hand here. So I bring it up, and then I let my hand loose so that I'm not stopping the line from going out farther. And then whenever we're fishing, we won't be sitting still like this, we'll be drifting, so it won't be running away from us like that. But you'll keep one part of the line locked in your hand. You want to keep as much slack off the water as you can as well. And whenever you get a bite, you just set the hook. But you're holding the line tight with this hand. When you go to recast, if you're not comfortable trying to cast a long distance yet, you pull in some excess and bring up to your indicator, flip back, forward.
The indicator you're talking about, that's the 10 o'clock position?
Well, it's just, so if I try to pull the indicator off the water without getting to it first, it kind of hinders the cast. So I pull in some excess line, I pull it up to there where I've just about got the indicator off the water, and then flip back. Okay. And you can sit, or you can stand right here so we can all see your beautiful first cast.
Oh,
no. Oh yeah. Here you go, let me grab my rod. And I have a micro jig on in white. All right, let me get the boat drifting with the current here. And we're both using the airlock indicators. We both have 6X tippet leading down to the fly. So pull all that excess in. A little bit farther. It might be easier to work with if you start from a pretty short distance. All right.
So as I go back, you let go of it
You're
here.
going to hold on to the line with this hand until you get back and flip forward again, and that's when you let go.
Nope.
Well, you got it out there, nothing got tangled.
Not yet.
That's a start. It's a little awkward at first.
Do you feel when it kind of reaches?
So once again, you want to bring your arm straight back like this. So the 2 o'clock position, you don't want to lay your arm all the way back like this.
Okay.
So you see how you brought your wrist back like this? Once you come up, lock your elbow in position like this to 2 o'clock. I mean, you still haven't tangled it. It's a good start. There you go. You can fish that cast. Now, you just play the keep your eye on the indicator game, and sometimes with these micro jigs, they don't necessarily just pull it all the way under. They will sometimes just nip it, and all you'll see is the indicator just shake barely. It would be more helpful right now if we had a decent chop on the water, but I figured we'd come up here and try first. Well, I can tell you when I started, I got a fly rod and got it set up, and then I stood in my front yard after watching YouTube videos and practiced casting. You just don't want the current pushing your line below your indicator, because then it drags the bait instead of drifting it naturally. What you did right there is called mending, where you take the line and flip it upstream so that it's not being pulled. Oh. That's my problem about using white, is I can see it under the water, and instead of watching my indicator, I watch for the fish to come grab it. But usually you get a better hook set if you're watching your indicator. But I did just see a fish come up and try to grab my micro jig there. There was a pretty good looking area down in front of Short Creek that had a lot of chop going on. If we can't find a fish here in the next 5 or 6 minutes, we might turn the video off and go down there and try where that chop was at. And once it gets too far away from you, you'll want to cast it and put it straight out in front of you again. Yeah. I didn't know I was going to be participating in a rodeo today. One thing I do want to mention is Phil and I have just noticed lately that the Facebook portion of One Cast for some reason has been adding ads, and we purposefully turn those off on both our YouTube and Facebook section every time we upload a video to either one of those platforms. And we're not exactly sure what's happened this last week or two. We do turn it off each time, and somehow it is either Facebook's turning it back on or something is happening. So I went back through the last 2 weeks worth of One Casts and found the videos that somehow managed to get turned on again, and have turned those back off, and we're going to try to keep a closer eye on that. But it is not our intention to have ads on the One Cast now or anytime in the future. So we are working on that. No. Well, this is the price of learning to fly fish with me. So far, I mean, I remember my first time casting. I tangled the line and looped it and hit myself in the head.
Not looking too hard.
Yeah, so whenever you're casting a fly rod, you're not casting the weight of the lure at the end like you would traditionally on a normal rod. What you're casting is the weight of the line itself. So whenever I come back, I wait until I can feel the rod tip load. You just had a bite. Yeah. Oh, set the hook. There you go. All right, now, as you fight the fish, you're gonna pull that line like that, keep it in your finger locked, and whenever he goes to take off, let him have the line. If you eventually make it to the backing, or if you run out of slack line, all this extra stuff here, then you just let him pull it with the reel, okay? But for now, until he runs you out of line, if he runs you out of line, you can just fight him using the fly line. Just make sure you keep your rod tip up and keep tension on him. But anytime he feels like he's gonna run, just kind of let him take the line. Oh man, first fish on a fly rod. The addiction has officially begun. And so, just fighting a fish on a fly rod is a lot of fun. Kind of get the most out of your fight.
Very different.
Yes. Yes, it is.
You could if you... So it's not a big fish.
Nope.
But it's...
Make sure you keep that rod tip up. Don't let him straighten that line out to your rod tip.
Don't let him what?
So you see how you started pointing your rod tip directly at the fish?
Yeah.
So when you do that, it gives them the opportunity to pop off of there. See that? Don't do that. Just let him keep your rod tip up, but just let him have the line. There you go. Just like that. Well, he's just a good fighter. And somehow with this tiny hook, I caught a 20-foot long piece of seaweed. Yeah, he's starting to get a little wore out. Now, a lot of people make the mistake. They fight the fish for a long time on a fly rod, and when they get it to the boat, they make that vital mistake of wanting to horse him in, and that's when they break off. So just keep playing him. Even once you get him up to the edge of the boat, if he wants to take off and run a little bit again, just let him. All right, he's tired. Oh, boom. First fish on a fly rod. All right. Hands wet. All right. I'd say that micro jig works.
Yeah. Props to Blake.
Come on. Okay. Here. I'm gonna hold the net underneath you. You can show the people your fish.
Alright.
Alright. Go ahead and put him back down on the net.
Nope. Revive me yet?
Yep, he's good. He's ready to swim. Alright. Heck yeah.
Yeah. That one.
Alright, you're a master now.
You're a good teacher.
You're a master now. Let me scoot before you cast. Let me get the boat back in position. We kind of got pushed out of where I want to be at. I want to be right over here on the edge of the channel. There's quite a few, I saw quite a few fish laying on that edge when we were coming up. And to answer your question about how shallow it gets, I'll show you.
Okay. That got tangled.
Look how shallow it is now. Yeah, there's not too big of a difference between where we were at there safely and where we're at not safely. Hear that? I'm dragging the trolling motor. Now wind does present another difficulty to this.
How do you put this out? You just keep tossing it until it comes out enough?
Yep. Oh, you've already got another one. Man, I should have put that one on my rod. They don't like the white micro jig. Let him have it. Let him have it. Let him run.
Probably the same one.
Might be. I think that one's a little bigger. Clearly not. Your throws are catching fish.
Well, not when it's like 3 feet from the hole.
Listen,
3 feet from the
the fish is the fish. I don't care if it would caught it 3 foot away from the boat or 20 yards. Keep the tension on him. Don't let him have slack. Come back up here though. Everybody wants to see you fight that fish. Oh, we're doubled up. There's a fish in here that likes a white micro jig. Look at that. Would you look at that? Mine's a baby. Man, I thought that was someone's prop digging the gravel there. Well, the lake's not nearly as busy today.
Happy Memorial Day. Happy
Labor Day. Alright, you can start applying a little more heat to him there. Oh, we finally got the wind I wanted.
Is that a brown?
I don't know. I can't see it from here. If it's a brown, it's a baby one. There we go. Oh, we caught matching babies. Mine's just a little smaller, but... Alright, reach down here and get your hand wet real quick. The hand you're gonna grab the fish with? Yep. We're both gonna hold our fish up for the camera at the same. This is yours right here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Just grab it like this. Put your pinky and ring finger underneath the fin, or in between the fin there. Here, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Oop. So I can get a hold of him.
Like so?
Just a little. See how I do that right there?
Oh, I gotcha. Other way around.
Oh, come here. Okay, I got mine. Get yours. Got him? Okay. Ow! I was trying to avoid that so much. They're so small. It's not much to grip onto. All right. There we go. Okay. Well, guys, that was a pretty successful venture there. I think we're gonna call it for the day. But we thank you for watching. like and share us on Facebook, and we'll get out here and do it for you again tomorrow.